Hey, what's up, YouTube? Happy Monday. Smoking a little stogie here, a Kentucky fire cured sweets. That was who makes these? Drew Estate. Picked these up down at Muletown. Making progress here. Almost, well, if I had a checklist, I'd say I'm done, but I've just got a couple things to move here. Then I'll be able to move Black Magic to this side and then get busy. Want to be ready for next year's Hot Rod Power Tour. Had a few people want to know about Black Magic, formerly known as Misunderstood. Name Cindy gave it, which I never understood. Maybe it's because of the way we bought it. Maybe she didn't understand that can't give me money. So it's a 1984 C4. It's got 49,900 and some odd miles. This summer it'll turn 50,000. Original miles, but they were hard miles. There's been 5 owners of this. The dude I bought it from another young kid who bought it and let it sit out in a field. And the sun just baked it. The weather seals are all junk, which allowed rain to get in. It was pretty moldy when I picked it up from the previous owner, but that's the previous owner that screwed it up. You'll see things that are laying on it right now. Don't get excited. The paint on this thing sucks. The best I could tell, it's been painted 4 times. It was painted black. It was painted black. Original color was black. It was painted a burnt orange, and then it was finally painted black again. We went down and looked at it in Belpre, Ohio, about 160 miles from here, down by Marietta. Guy was having I'm getting a divorce sale. And he was letting this go. He had a 66 Chevelle SS convertible that he was going to keep. He had an old Bronco that he was going to sell. And then he also had a Dodge 1-ton dually with his 5th-wheel camper, which was going to become his new residence because his wife allegedly was taking him to the cleaners. We went down, we looked at it, drove it up and down his big long driveway because it didn't have plates on it. So I came back. Me and Cindy stood off to the side. We were talking. And he comes out with three ring binders of paperwork on this that he had gotten from, it was passed down by each owner. And I was looking through it, and I came across a dyno sheet. 498 horsepower. Hard to believe out of something that was 205 stock. But I kept looking, then I found paperwork where Reeves Calloway, his crew tickled on the motor a little bit. And this was before Reeves partnered up with General Motors to work on the Callaway Corvettes. I think he did a Cadillac or two or something like that. I don't know. So we made the guy an offer. He took it. We bought it. First thing I noticed coming home, driving home, was the dash, the digital gauges were suffering from sunburn, which means you can't see them unless it's nighttime. We got home. Took about 2.5 days to demold the car. And then I got on the interwebs and I found a place in Indiana that rebuilds these gauges. Took it out, boxed it up, shipped it out. A week later, got it back, put it in, boom, it works. Until we drove the car, then it would blink on and off. So I call him, said, what's going on? Guy says, well, you need to check the ground. That's okay. Where? It's a plastic car. Everything's got a ground. He says, for the gauges, it's on top of the transmission. So back to the interwebs. I find a shop not too far from me. Mongoose Motorsports. They have built cars, particularly Corvette replicas, for the Fast and Furious movies. So I said, well, we'll take the car there. We'll get it checked out, make sure everything is copacetic. So they took it there. Yep, the ground was loose. They tightened it up. Everything else checks out good. Good brakes. Shocks are good, although they're a little ugly looking. Everything looks good. What little frame is there, solid as a rock. So back home it goes, we start ordering parts. First thing I did is I redid the console. New console lid, new wood grainy plastics. Even found the original cigarette lighter and ashtray, or a original, not the original. Put seat covers on it because it has cloth seats and they're pretty thin. And I've been driving it. Not, just doing a little here, a little there to it. Last year got a little serious because my van, the engine committed suicide, and I needed to drive that daily until I found another car. It was getting 9 miles to the gallon. I detuned it, changed the injectors back to factory stock. Got the fuel mileage up to 20. I'm happy with that. Three years ago, we took it to Corvette Fun Fest, Effingham, Illinois. On the way home, yeah, we got stopped for excessive noise. You'll find out here in a minute when I go start it up for you. Let's go start it up. And the last time I started it up, my mom had to come out and she just rambles on, so that ruined that video. So I started over. Now, hopefully, she knows. So let me walk on over there. You can see my crippled butt walk. And you don't get in a Corvette, you put a Corvette on. It's like a pair of pants. Sorry, had to take the long way around. Anyways, now you know why we got stopped. Well, unfortunately, when we got stopped, the car has headers, no cats, and it had no mufflers. It's now got mufflers. We legal. But if we break the sound decibels, well, we ain't legal, which we do. Oh, it is one of 15 made in 1984 that was radio delete. It's going to get a stereo because we're not going for Bloomington Gold. But here in a few weeks, there's a guy out here. He does Corvette work. He wants to go there and see if he can do the weather seals. And then give me a price on rebuilding the air conditioning because it's never worked. And then I'm going to change the lower fenders because they're kind of cracked up. I'm going to update them to the 86 style, I think it is, where this has 2 vents. That style has 3. You'll notice that the hood is up just a little bit. It's because the battery tender is on it. Battery will go dead in 2 days if you don't start it. Stupid alarm system. And if you close the hood, well, yeah, it chops the wires to the battery tender. Don't ask me how I know. I know. Trust me on this. I know. Notice the. Here, let me turn it a little bit. Excuse me. Must be a cat nearby. You'll notice the Corvette Museum windows decals. Lifetime member. Yeah. Also, when I went back, when I was going to Muletown, I stopped at Bowling Green, checked out the museum. And Bowling Green's also home to Holly Performance. And picked up a new set of injectors. A little more tame than what was on it, but a little bit better than stock. So the goal is to have it ready for next year's Hot Rod Power Tour. And do that before I move to Florida, which I'm thinking black car in Florida definitely going to need some air conditioning and tinted windows. Also got to do the door panels this year. See if I can find a set of power window motors, because these ones are like really slow. Get all that done, get the power seat fixed. It goes backwards and forwards, but not up and down. The passenger seat, you can't adjust at all. It's rusted so bad, you can't adjust it. Get the seats recovered. Then headed for paint or a wrap, one or the other, and it'll be done. Just in time for me to buy the farm and my kids fight over it, which it's in my will. It gets donated to the Corvette Museum. Alrighty, 18 minutes, good golly. Hope you're well, hope you're safe. Every day's a school day. If you're not learning, you are being left behind.